Back in May of 2018, we got the official Black Ops 4 community reveal event, which was an event like none other. The game was revealed in its entirety at a very early point in the year, far earlier than we are used to seeing, and from the get-go, Black Ops 4 seemed like it was going to be a game full of potential and replayability. I mean, back in May at this reveal event, they literally said Black Ops 4 is going to be the most updated title in Call of Duty history, and that this game would be a game that people would be playing and grinding for years to come. But now here we are, we're nearly at the end of Black Ops 4's primary year of support, and frankly, the game doesn't feel like it's going to live on for multiple years to come as it was once proclaimed. The part about the game being the most updated to date technically does stand true, as every single week we see a new game settings update go live with new playlists for multiplayer and sometimes Blackout as well, alongside the Blackjack shop which gets new items every single week too. So Treyarch is batting about 500 with their statements from the reveal event so far, and to be fair, we don't know if BO4 is going to be around for years, seeing as we haven't even passed that 1 year mark yet. However, we can very easily see that all of the potential in this game has slowly but surely dissipated over the course of the year, and ultimately this game has had an epic downfall along the way that caused a massive wave of hate to overwhelm the game. So today, we're taking a look at this downfall and really everything that led up to it. But before we jump into all of that, if you are new here, we are on the road to 55,000 subscribers, so if you do want to stay up to date with everything going on in the world of Call of Duty, feel free to subscribe with your post notifications turned on, that way you'll always know whenever I upload a new video. And of course, if you do enjoy this one, let me know by dropping a like rating on it, as it would be much appreciated. Now, Black Ops 4 up until this point has received its fair share of title updates, and as I just mentioned, plenty of game settings and hotfix changes since its release back in October. And right away from the time the game launched, we saw the hype train rolling full steam ahead. Multiplayer had quite a few maps available, not a ton of weapons, but with the operator mod system, we did have quite a few ways to make specific weapons feel very unique. And the specialists, while they are extremely annoying to die to, offered some change of pace to the gameplay when activated. So all around, multiplayer was pretty solid at launch. Blackout was the first ever Call of Duty Battle Royale mode, and that in and of itself brought a lot of eyes to that mode specifically. And much like multiplayer, it was very well received as it felt like it was a true first-person shooter Battle Royale game, and honestly, from launch until now, I really do think Blackout is the best Battle Royale game out there when it comes to smooth and fluid gameplay. It's not too gimmicky like Fortnite with building and all the weird items that are always being added in. Plus, there's not mechs in Blackout, so that's a win in and of itself. The gunplay is a lot smoother than what you might find in something like PUBG, and in general, Blackout seems like a great Battle Royale game right out of the gate, and that stands true to this day in my own opinion. Zombies also launched with a ton of content, as there were more maps available at launch than ever before, with 9, Voyage of Despair, Blood of the Dead, and Classified all being available right off the bat. So all 3 major modes within the game launched with a ton of potential, but really, with the exception of Blackout, all that potential was just left up for grabs time and time again. So let's go from mode to mode and break down what really led to this ultimate downfall of the game. In multiplayer, as I mentioned, we started the year with a decent amount of major goals, that being Prestige Master, Dark Matter, and 100% completion, all of which are pretty standard nowadays. But here's the thing, the main goals in multiplayer now consist of getting to Master Prestige, unlocking Dark Matter, 100% completing the mode, and also completing each new operations contraband stream. So in 10 months of the game being out, we saw one major goal added in to keep the gameplay feeling fresh and unique. And that goal of unlocking the contraband stream doesn't even require gameplay to complete it, as you can just buy the tiers with COD points if you so please. So outside of the one community contract that was available with the Grav for a few weeks, we've had one major goal added in the entire year, which has resulted in gameplay becoming extremely repetitive. And while the topic of community contracts is fresh, why haven't we seen a community contract for the MP40, or for the Zweihander, or for the Essex? Those are all available in Zombies and Blackout just like the Grav is, and all could have made for some great grindable unlocks, yet they have been MIA all year long. On top of that, as we progressed further and further into the year, it became even more apparent that specialists were in fact the core focus of multiplayer, and that they were essentially a handout item, as anyone can earn a specialist ability by either doing really well or really poorly, and that in combination with some of the specialists like Zero make the game incredibly frustrating at times, since the specialists are so impactful when used. Then the cherry on top for the downfall of multiplayer is easily the transition of top-tier DLC content, like weapons and mastercrafts for instance, from the contraband stream into the reserves and the shop, which severely limits your chances of ever getting your favorite DLC guns on your account unless you invest a lot of time into the game, a lot of money into the game, or you have some extremely good luck. So multiplayer in general has kind of just been on a downwards descent all year long. Moving on over to Blackout, here, honestly, I think the mode has only increased in quality since its launch, as the gameplay has become smoother, the map has become a bit more engaging, and in general the mode seems to have been at the forefront of Treyarch's priorities for in-game updates this year. Now that said, I am primarily a Blackout player at this point, and I'm completely okay with the mode being updated all the time. But it sucks that it gets updated frequently at the expense of the other two modes. So rather than individual elements of Blackout being the downfall for this mode, I think the major drawback of Blackout is that it absorbed most of the attention from a dev's standpoint, at least from an outsider's point of view. Then getting into zombies, yikes. This mode easily launched with the most potential, I think. Like I said, it had more maps at launch than ever before, and unfortunately, all of that potential was just snapped away by Thanos apparently, because the mode just completely fell off after launch. While multiplayer would get an update here and there, and Blackout would get an update here and there, it seemed like a new zombies update would come around once in a blue moon, and when a new feature did come to the game, it was either a hit or a miss. Now, I'm not super in touch with the zombies community, but every time I saw the mode receive an update, I would see some people saying, finally, this is what we needed, this is what we've been waiting for. And then I saw other people saying, too little too late. Zombies has definitely received the smallest amount of updates throughout the year so far, and the updates it has received have also kind of been underwhelming in comparison to multiplayer getting weather variant maps and Blackout getting map updates. Also, Zombies Factions, a feature that was actually mentioned at the reveal event back in May of 2018, still has not made its way into the game, despite it being said multiple times that the feature would be coming during Operation Grand Heist. To this day, that's still one of the biggest questions I have about Black Ops 4, and that contributed a ton to the downfall of zombies. Here's another thing I should also mention. We of course have League Play on the main menu as well, as kind of a fourth mode or an extension to multiplayer. This was a feature that was delayed and delayed and delayed throughout the first half of the year, and while this may be a short talking point, the ultimate delay of a mode that was one of the most highly requested features since launch definitely had a lot of people irritated and upset for quite some time. And when the mode did finally launch, it was also not super well received. So we can probably throw that up there as yet another contributing factor to the Black Ops 4 downfall. So all that said, there were a lot of factors that just kept piling up one after another that ultimately made this game turn from a highly anticipated fresh boots on the ground experience to something that a lot of people really don't have a ton of interest in anymore. And that kind of sucks because really, I think Black Ops 4 is a decent game. The core multiplayer gameplay minus the specialist is fun, Blackout is fantastic, and personally I had a good time playing zombies. But the cons just seem to be outweighing the pros this year, and thus Black Ops 4 has experienced a massive fall from grace. With that being said though, that is effectively going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like rating on it, as it would be much appreciated. And of course, if you are brand new here and you want to stay up to date with everything going on in the world of Call of Duty, ranging from news to leaks to updates and everything else in between, feel free to subscribe with your post notifications turned on. That way you'll always know when I upload a new video. Between the Modern Warfare beta and also the 6th and final operation for BO4, both coming up here pretty soon, we are going to have some awesome content here on the channel in the next couple of weeks, so definitely stay tuned for that. As always, be sure to use code IMMORTAL on all G Fuel, Control Freak, and Respawn products. You can find all of those links down in the description below. And once again, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.